The Saints Won't Help You, written and narrated by Andrew Pitt. Chapter 4. The courtyard stones of the Viceroy's house gave way to light, and the narrow lane spat them out into the shadow of something immense. The back of the cathedral towered over them, blotting out what little morning sun tried to pry its way through the clouds. It was less the building than a cliff of stone, its shoulders broad, its stained-glass windows glimmering like jewels set in armour. Buttresses rose like frozen wings. The rain traced its grooves and gargoyles the way tears trace down an old man's face. For a moment, Stacey thought the city had turned its back on her. Then, the boy was there again. Pastor, with his mop of brown hair and cheeky grin, tugged on the priest's robes and darted in circles so fast the black fabric twisted around Gabriel's legs. The priest span, startled, muttering, "Stop that! Boy, stop that!" His voice carried across the streets. Passers-by froze. They saw only a priest turning in circles, batting at empty air. A young girl walking past laughed, and her mother covered her mouth in shame. Pointing at him, the mother hushed her and then pushed him away. But not before Gabriel's ears rendered. "Come here, you little trickster," the priest hissed under his breath. Stacey covered her mouth to keep from laughing. Pastor grinned wider and wider, darting behind Gabriel, tugging again and skipping out of reach. "Who are you really?" Stacey asked. "What are you doing here?" The boy hopped up onto a low stone wall, puffed out his chest. "I'm Pastor. I've walked these streets for centuries. I know every trick. I know every whisper, every shadow. I play games with the tourists, pluck strings on the guitar players so their sound sounds sour, tip the hats off the buskers so the coins spill onto the floor and everyone laughs. I give life to the street when the rain tries to steal it away." His grin faltered just for a heartbeat when Stacey asked, "Where are your family?" "I don't want to talk about that," he said quickly, shoulders haunched, his form wavered like haze, thinning in and out of transparency, before snapping back. "I see you, though. Talking to my friends, Mary, Agatha. Not many can see them." They followed his skipping steps around to the cathedral's right flank, where a heavy oak door sat framed in iron. To its left was a weather-worn statue, wedged into a niche, broad shoulders, broad-chested, a man carved half from stone and half from hair. His beard tumbled like a river, his arms furred thick, his torso clad in nothing but scraps of cloth. His legs bristled like an old bramble, his feet were naked and planted wide. "Wilfrid!" Pastor called, picking up a pebble and tossing it. The stone struck the statue's toe with a faint clink. The figure stirred, first a cough, then a rolling chuckle, deep and tired like a thundercloud. His stone eyes blinked, softened, and then focused. "Pastor!" The giant rumbled, his voice snapping like a millstone. "What trouble now?" "No trouble," the boy chirped, hands raised in mock innocence. "I swear it this time. I've brought visitors. You can see. Real ones." The giant's head lowered, gaze settling on Stacey and the priest. His laugh came again, shorter, incredulously loud. "Well, that's been a long while." He straightened with a proud roll of his shoulders. "I'm Wilfrid the Hairy, protector of this cathedral, founder of counties, father of banners. Who comes before me?" Stacey shifted awkwardly. "I'm Stacey," she said at last, then gestured to her companion. "And this is a priest." "Priest, eh?" Wilfrid laughed, boomed. "We've bled enough wars for these priests. But no matter. What brings you here, girl? Why do your eyes hold what others cannot see?" "I think," Stacey said carefully, "I'm on a quest." Wilfrid's grin showed through his beard. "A quest, huh? I like the taste of that word. I was a knight once before stone claimed me. Fought the Normans, the Moors. Some call me the greatest of Catalonia." "Why are you so hairy?" Stacey blurted. "Stacey!" Gabriel hissed, scandalized. Wilfrid's chest shook with mirth. "Because God made me thus, child. Hair was my armour when iron broke. Legends tell how I fought at Charles the Bald's side. A strange name, eh? We were named for our marks and our burdens. I bled for this city. My friend Charles traced 4 lines of blood across my golden shield. That blood became the flag, Catalonia's pride, the Signera. Still it flies, still it bleeds." His face darkened. "I've seen this land rise. I've seen it burnt, plague, broken, and still it stands. My duty now is to keep witches and shadows from fouling the cathedral. But if foul deeds are rising again, perhaps my watch is not enough." He placed a massive hand against his belly. When he drew it back, something rested on his palm. A wax figure, small, round, the torso of a child. He dropped it with the casualty of a man dropping a loaf of bread. Pastor darted forward, catching it just before it cracked against the stone. He held it up solemnly. "For you, Stacey." She tucked it into her satchel with the other relics, her hand trembling as the leather swallowed it whole. Wilfrid's gaze lingered. "Call my name near these stones, and I'll answer. I am no saint, but I am bound to this place, and I will fight for you." He inclined his head to the priest, closed his eyes, and the statue was still again, beard stiff as stone, eyes black and sightless. Gabriel let out a breath. Not much for conversation, but brave, fierce. Pastor snorted. "He thinks he can keep me in line. He can't. I still play my tricks." He winked. "Come on, let him sleep. Come, where next, where next? A quest needs luck, doesn't it? And I know just the fellow. Follow me." They followed him to the cathedral's front. The full face of it reared above them, magnificent, defiant. Spires clawed the grey sky. Jesus stood framed in stone. Saints circled him in solemn council. Arches layered like waves, stained glass, eye-watching in the solemn silence. High on the tallest spire, a lady of stone stretched her arms towards the earth, as though to bless or to beckon the city beneath her. Gabriel crossed himself, murmuring a prayer. Stacey only stared, breath caught. "This way," Pastor said, darting towards a narrow street that slipped like a ribbon along the cathedral flank. And there, in a niche to the right, stood a tortoise.